Game Award nominees are revealed, Call of Duty still not doing well, industry layoffs, PlayStation Portal revealed and reviewed, and a game that was delayed reveals key details, mechanics and more, and is looking really good. Welcome everyone to the Guru Gaming News. Amazon Studios, Humble Games and more are laying off a lot of staff, so we begin with a bit of sad news in our gaming community with some major studios laying off staff. But don't worry, we have some really positive stuff to talk about today in this video. This certainly is a sad state for our industry at the moment, and even 505 Games' parent company, Digital Bros Entertainment, which if you know 505, they helped to produce Death Stranding and Ghost Runner 1 and 2, are laying people off. So this is really sad at the moment, but there's some amazing development opportunities out there with new games to celebrate and more coming out next year. So hopefully we see a bounce back in the industry in 2024 and 2025. Now let's move on to some more positive news. The Game Awards. Yes, it is award season and the nominees have been revealed earlier this week. Which one do you think is going to win? Put it in the comment section down below. Funnily enough, we did a podcast predicting who would be nominees, and most of the ones that we mentioned shortlisted within the Game of the Year. Even my personal prediction of Dredge and Martin's prediction of Sea of Stars entered into the indie category. So that was really bizarre and really cool at the same time. But who will win? As your Game of the Year nominees are Spider-Man 2 by Insomniac and Sony Entertainment, Alan Wake 2 by Remedy Entertainment and Epic Games Publishing, Baldur's Gate 3 by Larian Studios, Resident Evil 4 by Capcom, Super Mario Bros. Wonder by Nintendo, or The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom by Nintendo. I think a lot of us have got our picks, including myself, so it'd be interesting to read in the comments your suggestions and as well who you think is going to win the coveted Game of the Year prize. Now we move on to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, which is not in a good state. It's not really doing well for the franchise, and let's face it, if you went onto Twitch and other types of streaming platforms, you would see it as one of the most streamed in the categories of games that are out there. So it is not a good time to play this particular game. Funnily enough, Modern Warfare 3 is one of the worst rated games in the Call of Duty franchise. The campaign, because it was rushed by the developers to produce it in 16 months, no less, which isn't great. You want to spend as much time on a title as possible. People are describing the campaign as boring, lacking in direction, and short. So I really wonder what Warzone 3 is going to do for the game when it launches next month. But in other gaming news, in positive news, PlayStation Portal has been released this week and looks good. It's been labelled as not a competitor to Nintendo Switch. You know, a lot of people have been saying that it's meant to be, but it's not. It's definitely not. Even PlayStation say themselves it's not. And it's definitely the case. You know, the device has a 1080p resolution screen and runs at 60Hz, which is better than the 2017 and OLED models of Switch. This is why we need the announcement of the Switch 2 badly. And of course, there's a lot of great reviews out there on the product, but here are some facts. It's great to play PS5 games on the go, and of course, you need to own a PS5. That's one downside. There's no cellular or data if you're in the UK. You need Wi-Fi. So try and find that Wi-Fi access where you can. You can't access other media like a lot of other devices. There's no Bluetooth function for audio, so it's either mute or everyone hears your game, or you have to get Sony exclusive hearing devices, which are out in December and February, which isn't exactly helpful. There is a device like a kind of headphone jack, but it's not exactly the same experience, is it? But in any case, would you pick up this kind of device, or do you prefer Steam Deck, or are you saving for Switch 2? And now we end on a bit of good news, and the Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, gameplay and other things have been revealed. Look, this game was in development for a long time, I think as far back as 2022, maybe even before then, and was originally meant to come out in early 2023. It was then announced in April 2023 that it would be pushed back to a late February 2024 release. Well, what is all the good news about from this? Well, we get to see a lot of the game's core mechanics, story structure and gameplay this week. It certainly looks like there's a ton of fun with unique fight combinations using comic book inspired abilities, but also the utilization of gadgets like Captain Boomerang with Flash's Speed Force device, or a Flash-inspired Speed Force device, and Deadshot with a jetpack, to name a couple. Really shifting up the dynamic of combat and problem solving, and of course you'll need these items if you stand a chance of defeating the Justice League. You can check out this amazing video in the description, and at this early stage this game looks good, but do bear in mind we'll have to see what happens when the game is released early next year. And there we go, that has been the Guru Gaming news for this week. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye for now.